All right. Hey, welcome. I will try to make this as quick as possible. I tend to talk fast, so feel free to go through and slow it down if needed. Awesome. All right, let's go. Gearing. New tune. Go in the auction house as soon as you hit the right level. Buy 558 gear or the crafted gear. That's if you have the money. It's pretty cheap. Go through and do heroic that drops 580 gear. M0 is a little more unforgiving, so if you're a new player, I probably wouldn't go in there. DPS should probably be fine as long as you do okay rotation. Um, if you've got rep level 7 gives you veteran gear, 2 pieces. A couple other ones give you some a little bit later. Going through and doing the world boss for drops there. Weekly quests, when you have the little lock that you have in a zone where you can complete 3 quests unlocks, and you can go and do that. You get a good reward there. City of Threads, weekly quests for helping out down there. Once you've completed enough of the line, that will show up. Also, we have world quests that are great, that have gear and different caches and things like that you can prop up gear. Obviously, you can go around and kill rares if you're super low level, but yeah. Okay, after that, delves are great. LFR, if you got the gear to get LFR, that's great. But crafted gear, I'll talk a little more about delves in a second. So crafted gear, you can get from basically you can use weathered crest to get like 606 gear crafted if you have the money. So you could completely, if you have like, I have another video on that, but you can go through and you can fly around the world and get weathered crest. I have another video on that. It's like super easy. So you just get like a bunch of gear. You could also get like 590s. Like it's just it's not a big deal. So you can get 590s made if you have the crests and you have the pieces. You can create the 606, 619 eventually. I would say that going through and doing delves is fantastic. You can see on this chart here. If you go into delves, okay, you can get 590 at a level 6 delve. And then basically unbountiful delves, which you can only do 4 a day, but you have to have your key, right? You usually get 4 a week, and you get them from world quests and other things. You can also get them from the Echoes event. That's a different thing. I feel like I should talk about that because I think people are underutilizing that. Maybe I'll make another video. But you can see on here, if you want to get, you can get 603 gear from Bountiful Delves with your keys. You can do those in groups. You can do that by yourself. I did it by myself. I just find it fun. Bronze, great. You just gotta level them up. So you can go there and get that gear there. Also, if you look on here, LFR, once you get your gear level up, LFR is only going to get you, you know what I mean? It's only going to get you weathered crests and lower level veteran gear. Normal is going to get you your champion, and normal is really, really not a big deal. So if you're a DPS or healer and you're okay and you know how to move out of stuff, you can watch a video. Queen's a little bit much, but like, because it's got some complexities to it, but most of the time, as long as you know how to get out of stuff, most of the fights really aren't that bad. It's heroic, it gets a little more complicated. So I would definitely, if you're feeling a little more casual and you don't want to like put a lot of time in, best thing to do is like, if best thing to do that's like less stress is raiding if you're into it. I love raiding. And then delves are great because if you do delves, you're going to get heroic gear. If you do level an 8 delve, which really isn't that bad, by the way, I was doing it at 585. I was doing level 8 delves by myself with Brawn. It took a while. But it's not that bad. So you can either grab a friend. There's groups that go all the time. Just burn through them. And then if you use keys, it's great. Also, you have a chance from the little chest to get a map, which will when you use the map on your next bountiful delve, you're guaranteed a piece of heroic loot. Okay. You also have a big guy that shows up. I can't remember the name of him. And if you kill him, he drops something like a antler or something, and then you can loot it, and you can also get that map from there too. Okay. You can use it before. They say as long as it's before the loot thing opens up, you can use it in a dungeon, but it needs to be a bountiful one. And that will be an additional chest. You don't need a special key for it. You can just go through and loot it. honestly, I can't say enough about how great delves are. I absolutely love them. I wish we could get even better gear and they would go higher levels. So that would be great. If we could get heroic gear out of delves and like a plus 15, I would probably spend a lot of time in there. But unfortunately, right now anyway, they it's free free champion gear, and on top of that, like, I mean, yes, you do the work, but it's not a big deal. If you just gotta use your keys, right? Also, like the good thing about delves is that you get rep rewards, like a lot of rep, like 1,500 rep the first time for each one. You can only do it once a week, but that also helps with your rep, so you can also buy gear that way too and get free crests. So delves are just amazing. I might make a video on delves because they are just so good. Okay, so and then heroic is great. Even the first boss has no additional mechanics, just does more damage, so you can easily get in for like a one boss kill without any stress. After that, yes, the second boss is a little more complex, a lot more damage. Yes, I don't think it's that bad, but if you're a casual player and you feel like it's too much, then I probably would you still go in for the first kill, and then the second boss actually requires a little more coordination. If you're with a guild group, it's great. If you're a tank, I did make another. I would watch some videos so you know what you're doing, because you make or break that second boss. It'll get easier the more people do it. Okay. So M plus obviously is always been the best way to get gear, but it is tough right now. Like, it really is. It is if you go from like a delve, right, and you're doing the level 7s and 8s, you have to go through, and I mean, yes, if you're doing a 3 key's fine. Like, 3 keys really aren't that bad. But like going higher, like trying to get into the 7 or 8 bracket, you definitely need to study, do your work, and it's a little bit harder. So what I would recommend, especially on like week 1, going into week 2, week 3, you could easily just do 6 delves during the week. Possible heroic piece map that you're going to get. They don't take that long. They're pretty low stress. Go through, get those done. You're going to have those 3 slots of heroic gear. And then, obviously, you can either raid or you can go through and do the other stuff. It just depends what you're looking for. But if you want to be like a little comfortable, like not like, you know what I mean? You can gear up. Like, I gotten like 2 pieces of heroic gear from delves. In fact, I think I've gotten more gear from delves than I have from raiding, and I've full cleared normal 2 weeks in a row, and I've been a couple bosses into heroic. And so I can't say highly enough about delves. They're great. So, I lost track. So, M plus is obviously the right way to go. But if I was new, as I said, I'd go the track. I'd go through auction house, run heroics, craft the gear off the auction house, rep rewards, world bosses, weekly quests. If you look at it when you get those chests, okay, it says the first 4 give you keys and a piece of gear, and it like reduces like what you get after. So eventually you're just like getting like, you're just getting like valor stones and money and stuff, and some badges or crests, and so it's really not as exciting, but the first 4 really matter. So just make sure you're getting those bountiful delves. Oh, then if you run out of keys for the bountiful delves, it's fine. You can do the echoes event. So if you do the radiant echoes event, I would recommend only doing it for 5, the 5 set. If you can get a group, money. If you're a kind of a solo player, that's fine too. Just when you go to do the echoes event, make sure that you have other people doing the event with you. Like, if there's a bunch of people there, like especially on Tuesdays, usually a bunch of people there, or Wednesdays, just go ahead and start it up. Because if you do the 5, it multiplies the rewards so much that it's not worth doing a 1. But the reward will give you a bunch of the key fragments, so you can turn those into keys. And usually with one event, if there's people with you, you can get 1 to 2 keys out of it. And so that's completely great. So I usually just save up until I get 5. If you could do 1, you get some, but it's just not worth it. So I would just recommend always doing the 5. I haven't done the 10 yet because I'm too impatient to wait to get 10 of them. But yeah, so that's like the regular daily stuff. If you're going to do your vault, okay, like you could see on here, it kind of gives you an idea. So if you look at this, like if you're raiding, if you want to get heroic slots, right, you have to do heroic, right? So if you are not going into heroic, you're only going to have like 1 or 2 slots. Like me, I think I've only gotten like 4 bosses down, so I'm going to have 2 slots of heroic. Yes. But I won't have a 3rd slot. Like, I'm not going to have that other option. But if you look at the delves, I can just do 6 level 8s and have another 3 slots. So this week I'm going to have 5 slots that are going to have heroic options for tier, because I'm not going to upgrade non-heroic tier because it's just a waste, right? And so you can get heroic tier or other items in there. So what I would recommend is get all your delves done, no matter what, because they're not timed. You could just go through. There's options, right? So I would go through and make sure you get your delves done every week for the next couple of weeks. Once everybody gets geared up and we start getting into higher level content with M plus, and it's easier because we're out gearing it, because we're not right now, then you can start pushing into try to get to your 10s. But this week, if you're not hardcore, I would probably focus once again, delves. Delves. Don't know if that was helpful. Hopefully find it helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I can give you some more feedback. Try to talk fast, try to keep the video short. Hopefully it was helpful. All right.